Hey everyone, this is Ben back with you in the Midwest Model Shop. Quick sort of review, progress video, and plans for what's next thing coming up here. So we'll get right to it. In the mail the other day, we got this really cool package from Woody's Model Works in the UK. This is the new Titanic interior detail set. This is sheets E and F that he has just recently produced. They are outstanding. So we're going to do three things. First, we're going to pull the sheets out. We're going to take a look at them. Generally, you're going to get a whole bunch of up-close shots of them, and then we're going to talk about what's going to be used. Well, it's all going to be used, but how I'm going to use it, because this all plays into the next steps on the build. I actually contacted Neil a couple of days ago and said, hey man, are these things coming? Because I need them for the next part of the build. Excuse me, to make everything work out, because these are the interior spaces that coincide with the overhead beams that he's got in the exterior promenade areas that you can see with his other kit, and also with the photo etch sides that we're going to add to the hull. And then the third thing we've got is I showed them to Nora. I tried to get her original reaction out of the box, and the camera was messed up and the audio didn't record. I'm really bummed about that. So I sat her down here and said, okay, here, tell us what you think. And so she's going to give you her unbiased opinion of these pieces as well. So yeah, we're gonna hit those three things, and yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. All right, everybody, here we go. So this is the Woody Model Works Titanic interior detail set. It comes in a nice, sturdy, heavy-duty cardboard, like he ships all of his stuff in. And we have two sheets here. This is sheet E, and this is sheet F, and they are different. You can buy these separately or together. I think this one's like 58 pounds. I don't know how much this one is. And then he's got a bundle deal. If you buy them together, you could get a little discount. I'll try and put a little link right here you could click on to go right to the site if you haven't figured it out yet. This stuff is really, really nice. I did not, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and zoom in and just get you some close-ups of everything so you can see the detail really well. I did not expect these to be so super awesome. I mean, I knew Neil did a really, really good job with this stuff, but this is next level interior work. And it is a shame that it is so difficult to see this stuff when the ship is assembled, but you will be able to see it, and it is worth your time to do. Most of the stuff on the inside, not so much on sheet E, but definitely in the first class space, a lot of this area of the Titanic, to the best of my knowledge, was painted a single color. So like you had all white walls, or you had a nice wood finished wall, which will make painting these things really easy to do. We'll just prime them up, get the color on that we want, and slap them on and put them up on the wall, or put them together. Maybe we'll put the paintings up. Maybe we'll shrink some pictures of Nora and I and put some family pictures together and hang them up on the walls. That'll be fun. He does provide you with picture frames in here as well. This is something that I did ask Neil about. Like I mentioned in the intro, I was like, hey man, when are these coming? Because for the next step on the build, and I talked about this in the last video, we got to get real serious here about I think we got the C deck is going to go on, and then we're going to be into the B and A deck. And I needed to do something for the interior, and he also has sent over his beam set, which he started off with. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I needed these parts because they all kind of work together, especially sheet E, which has the Cafe Parisian, the veranda and the palm court, and the private promenade decks on it. That stuff all and the boat deck gymnasium and everything. That stuff all kind of has to happen here pretty quickly. So yeah, they came at a really good time, and he was cool. I really appreciate Neil. He sent these to me right away before everybody else got them. He doesn't have instructions yet. Neil loves working on instructions. Making instructions is Neil's favorite thing to do in the world, and he is currently working on those. So hopefully they'll be up soon. He'll put them on his website. They'll be free. You could just go ahead and download. I believe that is the case. If I'm wrong, Neil, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll pin that. But I believe he's just going to put the PDF instructions up on the website when they're ready. But this fixed a whole problem I was having with what am I going to do for the interior spaces that you'll clearly be able to see. Because in the first class lounge area, that's the largest, at the time it was the largest room on board an ocean liner at sea, and it goes from one side of the hull to the other, straight through. You'd be able to see straight through it. And I was like, man, I'm going to have to create an interior space for this. I'm going to have to figure out how to light it so that it works, because I didn't want to just fog over the windows and make sure that they illuminated nicely. Although that would have worked, but we're missing an opportunity here when you get close to look inside and really see this stuff. And Neil just simplified the entire process. So as you can see, if you haven't noticed already, the detail is just phenomenal. This is just incredible stuff here. So, all right, now that we've gone ahead and covered all of this and shown you all these parts, let's go ahead and talk about what we got to do next here on the build and how this all ties together. Okay, so here we are back into it. What I was talking about before, why I needed those parts, is we're starting to complete on our build the D and moving into the C deck. So for the C deck we needed those parts, and then we're gonna go ahead and move into the B deck. Now I talked about this in my last video. We have this section of the kit part, and Neil has provided photo etch for this top half. If you bought the mini brass pieces, or you had the original Scale of Titanic parts, you would only have from here down done, and then this top piece is separate. And if Nora backs up here, you'll see on my client's build, that's what we have, I mentioned before here. So we have up through, what do we got here? The D deck, D, C, maybe we're working on the B deck here, A deck. Man, I don't know my decks. Anyway, this is where we're coming to on ours. So what's going to happen is we're going to cut off, so Neil has provided also these superstructure pieces, the upper ones, and these are correct because they have the little line that runs across the front that's missing from the other ones, and they're the proper height. Because if you look at the my client's build, for example, when Nora gets a second to back up, there's the pipe that's underneath here, which is great, but that's actually supposed to be covered. The photo etch is supposed to lay over the top of it, and you're only supposed to see it from looking up. And so Neil has the corrected pieces for that, and so we're going to be putting all together. So what I'm trying to say is we're going to end up taking this piece right here and cut it off, and we're going to use this bottom kit piece and put it onto our Titanic just like you guys have. Now we have to leave a little bit of an edge so that the next deck, this piece, will fit into position. And what we're trying to emulate is exactly what you see here on these 3D printed parts for the scale of the Titanic and the mini brass pieces. You've got this nice little lip, and that's what we're going to mimic, because when you put the next deck piece in place, you want it to sit flush right here and have this nice finished edge, because then you're going to have the wood deck go on top of this and all these walls. And so what I'm trying to say here is all of this needs to fit together nicely. Then once we move up from here and we put the next deck up on this whole promenade and everything, what Neil had started off with were these pieces. And these are ceiling pieces, I've shown these off before, that go up above, and they are all the beams, and he's provided the holes for the light bulbs that light the promenade deck. But these are all the beams that you see in all the famous promenade pictures that are so prevalent on the Titanic. And these are really nice. We're going to be doing a how-to video on these and throwing them in. But I needed all of that stuff here so that I could move on to this next stage. My client's utilizing these same parts, the corrected pieces that Neil has put together. If you have the scale of the Titanic ones, they come and they're nice, but they're just a few mil short, and that pipe will be exposed along the side of the hull there, and that's not actually supposed to be that way. You'd see it from looking up, but not straight on. So yeah, that's where we're at with all this stuff. That's why I wanted those interior pieces to come so that I could work on the Parisian Cafe and the promenade deck and everything and get those installed, because we're gonna start moving up to the next level, and we need those pieces so that we can cut these up and get that installed.
When you say we're going to cut this,
I mean you.
You're going.
I mean you. I'm not cutting anything. Yeah. Cutting makes me nervous. I don't like don't like surgery type of things on models. It's very just not really my thing.
It's not your bag.
It's not my bag. Yeah,
okay.
It's all Nora and anyone else who's never done this before. It's good for them too. Okay. So anyway, that's it. All right, now that I hope that made sense and wasn't crazy talk. Now we're going to get into Nora's reaction of Woody's parts. Tell you what she thinks of them. All right, press it on. Okay, so here we go. These are Neil's parts, the new sheets they sent us. So what do you think?
I think they're outstanding. I think that I'm really bummed that we're not going to see this.
Well, you're going to see it.
I mean, we're not just going to look over at the ship and
casually see it.
Yeah, and casually see it because the detail is outstanding.
Yep.
It's outstanding. I was looking, I took a peek at his YouTube video that he did on this. And, where are they? And I couldn't figure out what these little things, they just looked like little bifold doors. And they're actually, here they are. They look like little bifold doors and they're actually columns. Like really fancy, intricate columns in one of the rooms. I don't know which room it is. Oh, a lounge. It's the first class lounge, of course. I've seen a lot of photo etch. You've shown me a lot of photo etch for other builds and ships and things, and just nothing like this.
Yep. It's really
nothing
good.
like this, and it's exciting.
You will be able to see the ceilings a little bit. You won't be able to appreciate them in all their glory when the model's done like you can like this, but if someone did a cutaway...
That fireplace.
Oh, yeah. If someone did a cutaway of this ship, like one side is whole and the other side they left fully exposed, this would be a must-have.
So this is obviously a staircase.
Yeah, that's a grand staircase.
Yeah,
there's two of them in the ship.
Okay.
And so you pick one of these and put that...
What if you want them both?
You got to buy another sheet. I don't know.
There you get cracking, Neil.
Yeah.
Because I'm only seeing one. And then we talked about how this is the little dome.
Yeah, that raises up in the inside and it'll be illuminated. So it shines light down on the inside. It's going to be great. We're going to make the little walls. We'll cut all these parts
Amazing.
Yep.
They're amazing.
It'll be good. All right. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right, press on.